Hello from Santa Fe, New Mexico. We headed out here after the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta last week, and we were gonna stay in an RV park because we figured after being at the festival dry camping, it would be kind of nice to have an RV park. However, most of the RV parks, even all the way in Santa Fe, are charging Balloon Fiesta rates, which is double. So instead of paying $90 to $100 a night, we found a boondocking spot.
Yeah, and it's been great. I mean, there's plenty of open space. Carmen's loved it. The only thing that we have noticed is lots of trash.
Yes, and that's actually been really disappointing. We saw in the reviews that someone else complained about trash, and we didn't think too much of it, but then when we got here, and because we're doing well on our program, our workout program is what I'm referencing, we have been taking 2 to 3 mile walks every morning. And so the first morning here, we went on our walk, and there really was, it's mostly beer bottles.
Yeah,
everywhere.
And in the reviews they talked about it. It's right next to a landfill, so we were just expecting like trash that is like blown away from the landfill, but this is camper trash. Absolutely.
Yeah, which is very disappointing, because if people continue to do this, this is why our public lands get taken away from us. So I actually, the first day when we noticed how much trash there was, I was just kind of picking up some of the crushed bottles and carrying them back to our site. And then I found an empty ice bag. So then I started filling the ice bag, and every morning since, I've just taken a brown paper bag and decided to fill it on our walks. And normally we get halfway, 3/4 done, and it's full. It's mostly glass beer bottles and cans, and it's mostly Dos Equis for some reason.
It's popular out here in Santa Fe.
I guess so. We're actually right now getting ready to head to town. Our solar just didn't quite get to where we wanted it to be today, so we're getting gas for the generator and trying to find a place to dump all this trash. So we have our own trash that we've separated, but this is all the trash that I have picked up. So this is the ice bag on the first day, and then we've been here a total of 3 mornings. So there is a bag of trash for every morning, and I'm gonna continue to do that while we're here, because it's the least we can do for being able to stay on these lands for free. I wish more people would do this. I'm kind of actually thinking, how can I implement this into 2020 and have you guys kind of do something with us? Or maybe, you know, I don't know. If you have any ideas of like how we can start picking up trash together, I'd be really open to it. I never used to be someone who cared about trash, but since we started RVing, I'm just like really all about trash. Let's go find a dumpster.
Yeah. Oh, and then keep seeing my shirt. Reminds me, if you haven't got a Getaway US shirt, they're available here or down here.
Store.getawaycouple.com. All right, let's go. Okay, today is kind of an adventure day for us, and the first stop is Meow Wolf. We have been told a million times we have to come here when we go through Santa Fe, so we're pretty excited to be here. From what we understand, it's just a bunch of like weird stuff. When we looked it up to buy tickets though, we realized it's supposed to be like an art exhibit. I know a lot of people love to take their children here, but there's supposedly like a lot of meaning and art behind all of this stuff here too. So I'm kind of excited to check that out and see what that is all about.
Yeah, and we found out yesterday you have to buy tickets. They're like timed tickets. So we got one and we're running just a minute behind. So yes. We're gonna head in.
what are your thoughts on that place?
I thought it was really cool. I think it's good for all ages.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot to see and do. I think we got at least 99% of it done. But there's always like all the extra like videos and stuff you can watch that we didn't, but...
Yeah, we were there for like an hour and a half, maybe even closer to 2 hours.
Yeah.
And we probably went in, like you said, into 90% of the rooms. I think we hit them all, but there might be like some secret doors. So when you're there, don't be afraid to try and open everything. It's really interactive. Like they want you walking around because you can like walk through the fridge, you can go down the dryer, like all these hidden doors that you never would have seen unless someone was coming out. So
pretty much if it can move, you can move it. Everything else they have like glued down or like locked.
So feel free to like touch and grab and pull and stuff. And a lot of it's sensory overload. Like it's so much to look at, but then some of the rooms, you know, they have music and you can touch the walls, and I don't think they add smell, but there was like this harp room that was completely black and it had red lasers and you'd run your hand through the lasers, but they had fog in there, and I really like the smell of fog machines, so I really like the smell of that room. Like, it's weird. It's really cool. It's really fun, and it's so popular now. They're opening 2 more locations, right?
Yeah, one in Denver and one in Las Vegas. I think they're going to be, you know, different art installations, but by the same people.
Yes. And I would also recommend trying to buy, if you buy your tickets in advance, trying to buy the earliest. I think it's like 10 a.m. so it's not that early, because you would be the first let into the exhibit. We were the second group to be let into the exhibit. I think they let people in every 20 minutes. An hour and a half later, it was too many people for me. There's too many kids running around. There's too many adults pushing their way through. You're not getting to enjoy the exhibit. And yeah, so go early or maybe go late.
Yeah, it was definitely worth it. So if you're even just passing through, I would recommend trying to make this a stop for the night so you can see this.
Yes, but there's nowhere to bring a big RV around here, so definitely don't bring an RV around here.
Yeah.
So we are going to go check out Bandelier National Monument. I'm pretty excited about this too, since we really liked Mesa Verde. This is gonna have some of that same vibe. I don't know if it was Pueblo people that inhabited there, but we'll find out, and you're coming with us. National Monument, and the main reason that we wanted to come here was because when we posted about Mesa Verde on our Instagram account a couple weeks ago, and then we were talking to a lot of the locals in Pagosa Springs when we were hanging around down there, they told us, okay, if you loved Mesa Verde, you're gonna love Bandelier. So that's why we came. And they were all correct, because we absolutely love it here. We've only been on this trail for like maybe 3/4 of a mile, and it's just so cool. It was Pueblo people, ancestral Pueblo people that lived here, and similar to the cliff dwellings in Mesa Verde, this is more so, they're not really cliff dwellings. Yeah. The rock is different, a little bit different here. So they've actually, it's volcanic ash, and as you can see, it has a ton of holes in it. So they actually just expanded those holes and lived in that, which was amazing.
Yeah, and one of the really cool things that they show here is people building like the regular pueblos at the base of these cliffs. And so like just seeing that, and you see like these like holes in the wall where they've like had their first story, and like you can just see like pieces of wood that like go into the holes to like hold up the roof of the first story so they could have a second story. I don't know, it's just really, really interesting. Like,
yeah.
It's a mix between the like Pueblo houses and then the cliff dwellings. They've like kind of mashed them together here.
Yeah, and what's really cool about this place is they have ladders, so you can actually go up into them. And that's one thing we've noticed about national parks versus national monuments is I feel like national parks are protected a little bit more or guarded a little bit more, and they have rangers out and about.
Or they don't let you touch anything, right?
Yeah,
like,
and they don't let you touch anything. They're like 100% preserving it. But we've noticed with national monuments in a couple places, they like don't care.
Well, they encourage you to.
They encourage you to,
like, there's a ladder going into the building, so.
Yeah, and I mean, you could tell people have been walking around up there all the time, and they even said in the little notepad, or they give you this so you can actually read about it in the visitor center, and then you return it when you're done, so you can read about the different things on the trail. But in there they said they have to regularly like re-smoke a certain room because people like carve into the smoke into the wall, so they just re-smoke it. So it's cool. We're loving it here, so we're gonna try and show you a little bit more. Okay, so we just left a place called the Alcove House, which is off of their main loop trail, but it's 140 feet up. So you take 4 ladders and you go up to the top of this alcove, and there's a little Kiva up there. So that was really cool.
Yeah, and so some fun facts we learned about the people here. They lived to an average age of about 35 because it was a harsh life. And they were only about 5 foot tall for women and 5'6" for the men.
Yes, and they said a lot of women did die even younger than 35 due to childbirth.
Yeah.
And then they split up a lot of the roles here. You know, women did the pottery and the basket weaving, and men did the building, but then actually both men and women did the farming. Okay guys, so this Love's truck stop is making us feel super productive because we have filled propane, dumped, and we're filling our freshwater tank, and then we're gonna get gas after this. I wanted to give you guys a quick tip that we actually use the Campendium app to find places like this. Obviously, if you've been on the road, you know there's a lot of Loves, Flying J's, and all this stuff, but you don't always know if they have the services that you need. We actually just like put in the filters of propane dump and found one like 80 miles down the road, and that's where we knew, okay, that's where we're going. We're sharing this information because we're still kind of learning all of this with now incorporating a lot more boondocking into our life, because that's like our struggle still is like, or our main concern is, where are we gonna dump?
Where are you gonna dump your black and gray tank? Where are you gonna fill up your fresh water? And where does the trash go? Yes,
like a super convenient way to handle all that is to just go from boondocking to a campground, but we are actually going to another free camping spot, so we knew that we had these necessities that needed to be filled. So we're kind of navigating that and figuring it all out. So I think we're getting the hang of it though, right?
Yeah.
I think we're doing a good job.
Yeah, this isn't bad.
Anyway, we're gonna finish up here and then show you our next free camping spot. Hope we can get in.
So we've been taking it easy this week out here in Winslow, Arizona. I mean, this is a beautiful free camping site that we got, and this is the view right outside of our door.
Yes.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
The site's, it's like a city park, which we'll get the name, which I forget right now.
I forgot to.
But it's just outside Winslow, Arizona, and it's free for up to 14 days. I think there is like 6 or 7 paved spots, and then this is just gravel, but it's flat. We didn't have to use any levelers. Each site has a picnic table and like a grill. Yeah, and we're able to put our fifth wheel sideways, so the door is just facing the water. That's how much space there is for each site. It's awesome. So we've had a...
I'll show you real quick. All I have to do is turn around. Ta-da! There's our home. So right around this, it actually curves around with the water, and so everyone along this little bank here gets a waterfront site, which is really cool. I can't believe it's free. It's no hookups though. So we are going to go a little bit exploring today. Oh, before I forget, I will put the name in the description of this video. Lately, I have been really trying to remember to add that stuff, because if you guys want to stay in any of the same places that we've stayed and we talk about, because we've been loving a lot of our boondocking spots lately, I have been trying to remember to add them to the description. So either the website to Camp Pendium or the GPS coordinates. We are now gonna hit the road out exploring today. We're gonna do something that I'm very excited about that I've been waiting like over a year to do. So you'll see that in a second.
So we made it to the corner here in Winslow, Arizona, which is the thing to do. It's actually just a spot on Route 66 from the Eagle song, Take It Easy, which we've listened to about 10 or so times as we've been
here. So it is a cheesy little attraction, but you know, there's been a handful of people coming and taking pictures with the statues and the mural, and then my favorite is this old truck over here. This is not what I was very excited about and have waited a year for. That comes next. We just figured we'd do this first since it's kind of like the little touristy must-do thing. So we're jumping on the road again. And I think the next thing we're gonna show you is what I've been looking forward to. All right, we're in Petrified Forest National Park. And what I told you I've been waiting for a while and was very excited about, Carmen was also very excited about, and we're proud to announce that she is now officially a bark ranger. So Petrified Forest National Park and some of the other national parks have bark ranger tags as well. Yeah, it's yours. It's yours. Congratulations. As well as her official bark ranger. She found the cookies. As well as her official bark ranger, I don't know, certificate. And the national park gave us these cookies to give to her as a congratulations for becoming a bark ranger. Sit. Hey, sit. Okay. We need like ceremonial music, you know? Dun 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 dun! Congratulations! I'm so proud of you. Are you proud of her?
Yeah.
Okay. So in this national park, dogs are allowed everywhere, on every trail, as long as they're leashed. So we're gonna get some hiking in today, and I'm so happy that we actually get to bring Carmen along. I always get so sad when we have to leave her behind. Okay, so we are wrapping up our time here at Petrified National Forest. The sun is setting and we saved what we thought would be the best for last, and we were correct. So we don't know how to say it, if it's agate or agate or agate house, but basically I'm very excited about this because, as you know, we've been loving the Pueblo history and culture out here in the Southwest, and what we're standing in front of right now, we're actually sheltering from the wind because it's getting pretty windy, but this was a house constructed by ancestral Pueblo people who lived in this area. So they used the petrified wood and made homes out of them, which is so cool. Like, I don't know. Are you digging this?
Yeah, this is probably the coolest thing. It's a 1 mile and a little bit walk, mostly paved, and then it turns into like a gravel slash paved trail. But just even walking along that trail has probably been the coolest thing getting out here as well.
Yes.
I mean, the house is just, it's so interesting, right? You think about someone living in this and like, beautiful,
resourceful.
Yeah, very resourceful, and it's beautiful. And then just walking on the trail here has been some of the best examples and the closest examples of the petrified wood that we've seen. You know, the stop on the side of the road spots are cool, but it's nice walking on the trail out here in the middle of the desert. You can see, you know, petrified wood everywhere.
The other trail, I know you said this is your favorite, but the other trail that I would highly recommend is called Blue Mesa, and it's more of a badland area, but you get to walk down into it, and it's just a 1 mile loop. So I would highly recommend that, because just being able to go into the Badland area and see the different shades of blue and purple and white, that was beautiful too. So we're losing daylight and we gotta lose our shelter here and run back to the car. Or the truck. Have you noticed that some people comment and make fun of us for calling it a car? Yeah. We're from California, what do you want from me? Anyway, we have to run back to the truck and start our drive home. Okay, we have officially left the national park, and today was a really good day. I'm still beaming with pride about Carmen getting her park ranger badge. And yeah, I didn't have high expectations for this park. I didn't really know what to expect. I knew there would be petrified wood, but that was about it. So it exceeded expectations because it had badlands, beautiful vistas, and obviously a lot of petrified wood. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a fun park. The badlands were cool because they were different, right? Like you start off and they're like bright red, and then you go into like blue purple, and it's just, it's different than other badlands we've experienced.
Yeah.
And just, it's a nice, easy day experience, I think.
Yes, definitely. I would give yourself a day. Or if you really just didn't have that much time, we saw a lot of RVs in this park. We're talking like big RVs with their tow vehicles,
yeah, like a 32-foot, 35-foot motorhome with a toad.
Yeah, so even if you're just traveling around this area and you don't even have time to stop, you can definitely still take the RV through this park. And they also have RV parking at both the north and the south entrance, so you can go in either way. If you are going to close out the park like we did, you have to exit through the south entrance. That was lucky for us. That was just by chance that we wanted to go north to south today, but then as we were just walking off that trail, a ranger pulled over and said like, hey guys, you have to exit through the south, don't go back up through the north, like the park's closed and the north gate is locked. And we were like, okay. If you do want to get the park ranger little badge here and the certificate, I know other national parks do it. I just knew that this was a huge one for it, that Petrified Forest National Park was really supportive with their park ranger program. So I think there's a handful of others that might have the badges, or you could even buy it online if you wanted to, but I wanted to get the whole shebang with the cookies and the little card that's now going to go on the fridge, and then obviously buy the badge to put on her collar. So fun little experience for you dog lovers out there. And if you're a backcountry backpacker or camper, there's a lot of land here to do that as well. So they have information about getting permits online if that's your jam. Other than that, those are all of the tips that we have on this national park. We have about a 45-minute drive home, and Carmen is already laying down. She's donezo for today. She had a great day too. But don't forget to like this video and subscribe to join our getaway gang. We'll see you next time. Bye guys. I don't know. It sounds weird, but
RV and trash go hand in hand.
Oh my god.
We're gonna play Shady Sunny, huh? Okay.
Here, you want me to come out in the sun?
Come out in the sun.
Perfect.
Stop. Is it a gate or agate?
I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of people willing to correct us out there. Okay, so we have officially, oh my goodness.